I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm excited to talk to you. It's what marketplaces you sell on and where you've seen the most success.
Okay. My favorite one is Poshmark. That's my baby just because, I don't know, I started there as a full-time reseller. So it's like my baby. But I also sell Mercari, Depop, Etsy, and eBay.
So what has been your experience with List Perfect?
Well, I'm very happy because before List Perfectly, it will take me, I usually will list during the day on Poshmark. When I didn't have List Perfectly, I was like, on the night, after dinner, I was sitting on my couch and trying to, copy and paste everything to the other platform. So I took that a long time. So what I love is that save me time. Like today, in an hour, I cross list to eBay like 20 items. And in barely I don't know, half hour I did that. I was like, what? Before, forget it. I will drag it. I will I don't want to do this. I know I have to do this because, it's very important to have, different platforms, because whenever Poshmark doesn't sell, that Mercari or eBay will sell something. So I'm loving it. It saves me, time. And that's what I need. You don't want to be spending hours trying to cross-list everything. And now that I'm selling in, so many platforms, it's so much easier. You're going to see, you know what, and it's going to pay off in 1 or 2 sales.
What is 1 or 2 things that you wish you knew when you started reselling?
I definitely will say the pictures. The cover photos weren't the greatest, but we all start somehow, and I don't regret it. I just wish I knew a little more about taking the pictures and all that. But everybody start somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
And also, I didn't know how to price my items. So sometimes I got rid of stuff very cheap because I just didn't put the effort and find it out. But, you learn. You live and you learn, I guess.
That was my big mistake when I started too. It was just I'll sell it for $10 or $15. Then you don't realize that with the shipping and everything, you're really just going to make $3 and it's not even really worth your time. So really doing the math is important and knowing what your items are worth more than anything.
Yeah, and taking good pictures. A picture will sell your item like this.
Yes.
Even if you post it here on Instagram, and if it attracts someone because of your picture, that's gonna help you a lot to sell your items.
Definitely. Let's just start with this. How did you start reselling? Where did your journey begin?
My journey began in 2016. I had bought a house and I realized that I had packed away so much good inventory, as I would call it now, but I had so many clothes just stored around my apartment and I didn't realize it until I got ready to pack it all up and move. I tried selling it locally to Plato's Closet and different thrift shops in the area, and I pretty much got pennies on the dollar and I didn't know what else to do, but a friend told me about Poshmark and that's how I got started. I'm on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, Tradesy, Citizen, but I think that what works best for me is Poshmark and Mercari right now. I'm kind of new to eBay as of 2020, so this is me expanding. So I'm kind of new to eBay, but Poshmark and Mercari are my big 2 for now.
What are your best selling products and brands?
Products and brands. I would say shoes. Anybody that knows me knows I've been selling since 2016, and I had so much that I literally just ran out last year.
Oh my! Wait, what?
And I've sold over 2,000 items.
That's amazing.
So I would say shoes. Shoes are my best seller. Brands. I sell a lot of sneakers. So for me, you know, Nike, Jordan, Yeezy, anything that's popular or trendy or that I just think looks good. But I would definitely say Nike, Jordan are my go-tos because that's what's in my closet. That's for shoes. But my best seller this summer has been overall denim shorts. So I would say that I've sold a lot of shorts, mainly American Eagle. So nothing high tech, nothing crazy, something that you can find in every thrift store. But
the messages sell something you know really well.
yes.
And what is one or two things that you wish you knew when you started reselling?
The first thing that I wish I knew was once I decided to list, you know, more than 50 items, start thinking about an inventory system for the future. You know, I kind of am working backwards with that. I finally got my inventory system together. And I mean, trying to track down one of, you know, 700 items is insane. So I would start your inventory early. The other thing that I wish I would have known when I first started, I wish I would have known that this was a viable career move earlier in general, you know, like I didn't realize, you know, that people were making a living and enjoying their lives reselling until maybe about a year later.
Wow.
So I would definitely say network and, you know, talk to everybody that you can, you know.
Like, it really doesn't hurt to send, let's say, 10 DMs a day to people that are currently commenting on Danielle's photos because they want to engage, right? These are resellers. You can usually tell by the name. It'll be, you know, something with the word shop in it or Posh in it or something like that.
Yeah.
And just reach out to them and say, hey, I'm a reseller too. How long have you been reselling? Simple question, and the conversation will flow from there. You'll go, what marketplaces are you currently selling on? And where do you see the most success? Like, what are your top two?
My top two right now, gosh, it's all kind of all over the place. Probably Mercari and Poshmark. I don't know, eBay's up there too. It's just different things sell on different platforms, and I sell a lot of the similar items, but I see pretty consistent sales across all three of those platforms. A lot of items that I find that at the thrift store might not recognize the brand right off the bat, and I personally find the item really ugly, but I can tell by just feeling the material or the item that it's high quality. And then when I look up the item, you know, it's crazy expensive to buy retail, and then you know, the comps online for reselling are also good. And so a lot of those are actually, like I said, brands that I don't even remember right now just because it's unfamiliar, and then most of the time I don't ever find them again. So a lot of times the brands that do well are ones that I'm unfamiliar with, that haven't ever seen anybody else mention it on Instagram or wherever else. For example, there is one. Then this one might be a little bit more known, but Bernie Mev shoes.
I never heard that, so
they're really interesting looking shoes, and I think they're more of like a comfort shoe. They're made with this like really stretchy band material, and most time they're wedges and just like big and chunky. And I found that kind of out of nowhere. And now every time I find it, you know, I usually pick it up if it's in good condition, and it sells right away.
Just because you haven't seen the brand doesn't mean it's not worth something. Don't be afraid when you look at it. If it feels right to you, the material feels right, the style's cool, it's in good condition, take a moment and look it up, you know, just literally Google search it and see if it comes up on the, you know, shop area of Google, see how much it's worth. So just something to think about. Like, it doesn't mean, like, you don't just need to stick to the mall brands. You don't have to do that. And I think especially not if you're a 7 platform seller, because you will find a buyer for everything. So what 7 platforms are you on?
So Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I just started on Kidizen and getting back on Depop. And then Etsy, and I use the ThreadUp and the RealReal. So I started on List Perfectly, just on like the basic plan, which was great. And then I jumped on the business plan, so I could cross list. And I mean, I use it every day. I use it every day that I list because, like I said, I list every item that I have on at least 3 of the platforms that I sell on, and then specific items to other platforms. So, I mean, it really does cut down on time, and I was iffy about paying for it at first because I'm just cheap about everything, but it's an investment, and like you said, it pays for itself. In your time, you know, you're saving time, but also money made. I was really surprised, you know, to see once I did start cross-listing using List Perfectly, sales did increase, and stuff that was, you know, had been sitting in Poshmark for forever sold almost immediately, listing on to another platform.
What is 1 or 2 things that you wish you knew when you started reselling?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot. I think one of them would be knowing the community surrounding resellers on Instagram. I knew about it, and I kind of followed people and watched and learned and everything from my own page. And then one day, you know, I was like, I need to set up my own page just so I'm not, you know, my own personal page isn't filled with reselling, but also just to kind of put myself out there a little bit more. And I found there's a whole lot more to it. It's not just people behind a screen, like doing what I do, which, I mean, that's what it is. But there's, I mean, all these people that I've met and I've talked to and learned from and shared with on Instagram has just been awesome. And you find a lot of support and people that do what you do. So it's nice to have the support and people that are kind of going through the same thing and, you know the ups and downs and ins and outs of reselling, or maybe they don't and you get to share with them. And I think the other thing would be like just researching ahead of time, not getting too excited. When I decided I really wanted to kind of jump into this, I went to a thrift store and spent like $700, almost $800 on crap brands. And I remember I texted my husband in the checkout line. I was like, I'm about to spend, you know, all this money. It's an investment. Like, you'll be so proud of me. And I was buying like Kohl's brands, you know, and they're decent clothes, but I didn't know how to do the research. I didn't know. When you look up a brand, you look at what's sold, not just what's there and is listed on eBay and Poshmark, all of that. I would just find a brand. Oh, this looks cute. This looks like something I would wear. Look it up on Google, and wow, it sold for $100. And that's all I was looking at, and just throwing everything I found. For me, sourcing is the most fun part, and I'm already excited to be at a thrift store, yard sale, or whatever it might be, just to not get too excited and research what you're buying.